It's that time once again where I craft a team and make a bold claim that you guys have never used it before. You've been very passionate about this series for a while. Mostly. But this time, I think you guys are going to have nothing to say, but that you agree you've most certainly never used this team before. I have to immediately call you out if you say you have, because there is just no way. It's going to be a fantastic team that not only you have never used, you've probably never even thought about using it. Unova is filled with great Pokemon, and some that not only get overlooked, but also flat out forgotten about. So the intro is done, and it's time for me to prove this video's point. So we're gonna get the team started with Lipar, taking the place of our starter Pokemon as an early option. I had choices, of course: Watchog, Unpheasant, even Stoutland. But I thought Lipar was my best option for this team. It's got a fair amount of usage and power on teams, but it still can get lost in the shuffle with all the different Pokemon that are available super early on. That said, I know that there are still a lot of big Lipar fans out there, so starting with it is already putting me at a disadvantage. Let's look into this moveset and see what it's capable of doing. So my Lipar has Hone Claws, Night Slash, Aerial Ace, and Thunder Wave. I don't know what I was really expecting, but Lipar doesn't have the most exciting move pool in Black and White. You'll learn Hone Claws when it hits level 26, boosting attack and accuracy, which any Pokemon would be happy about. The Night Slash is a late learned move, coming at level 43. There's some other dark type options prior though. Focus in on those while you wait. Finally, we have Aerial Ace, which you get in Miss Stralton from a kid when you beat Skyla, and Thunder Wave, which is also learned via a TM you paid 10,000 for in Nimbasa City. So, as I said, Lipar's appearance on Unova teams isn't exactly rare, but it all matters what we choose to surround it with. The next Pokemon is one that, some people use because they like it or whatever. I wouldn't particularly use this thing unless I'm making this team, or like a worse team or whatever. But that's just how it is. Autono takes a spot on this team because it just isn't commonly found on teams. It's usually just a training method and that's it. As you could guess, Autono drops a ton of experience when it gets capped on the battlefield, so there have probably been more Autono knocked out than ever used on a team in the history of this region. It's another one you can find shaking around right at the start of the game, so a third of the team is pretty much assembled right at the start like most teams are. Let's see the moves. So the Autono moveset is one that won't even be remotely completed until you're in Icarus City. It's Blizzard, Thunder, Fire Blast, and Shadow Ball. That's right, Autono is our token high power, low accuracy coverage Pokemon for the team. All three of those elemental TMs are only available in Icarus City for purchase, and they're gonna cost a lot. As for Shadow Ball, that's in the Relic Castle somewhere on the 3rd floor. Autono was like the perfect Pokemon to throw on here, as I'm already sure we're going to guarantee this team has never been used by the next Pokemon. Next up, we're gonna get absolutely wild with a tremendous trait evolution. Kongkeller is one of the best Pokemon that came out of Unova, and definitely a pretty popular one. We're still not at the point where trades are easier than anything to actually do, so there was still enough of a lack of trade evos to make it worth it to use them to justify being less used. You can find a Timber near the Pinwheel Forest, and at level 25, it'll evolve into Girder. That's when you trade it and get this base 140 attack beast. It fits in as a top tier Pokemon while also keeping in with today's topic. So without further ado, it's moveset time. Kongkeller's moveset is honestly pretty nice, with Hammer Arm, Stone Edge, Poison Jab, and Bulldoze. Hammer Arm is of course a must-have on a Pokemon like Kongkeller, learned at level 45. There's other nice fighting type moves it can learn, but I enjoy the level of strength you get out of this one. Stone Edge is learned at level 49, which is a pretty cool move to see a non-rock or ground type Pokemon learn via level up. Poison and Bulldoze are two moves learned through TMs, the former located on Route 6, and the latter for defeating Clay. So let's get into our next Pokemon, this time being Swanna. Here because it's usually behind Sigilith on most people's teams when it comes to popularity of choice, but also because it fits both the Surfer and Flying role very well. you'll find Ducklet quacking up a storm in the shadows of Driftveil Drawbridge. It evolves at level 35, so there you go. Its 87 base attacks and 98 base speed is pretty cool, making it worth using, and probably a relatively popular option. But alongside the other 3 Pokemon, I don't know about that. Fly, Surf, Hurricane, and Scald are the moves for Swanna. Leaning right into that Fly-Surf thing, it does so well. Those 2 HMs are obtained during your playthrough in Driftveil City and Twist Mountain respectively. Then Hurricane is learned at level 55, which is definitely super late into the playthrough if not right at the end of it. And then finally, Scald, with its chance to burn, is learned via the TM found in the cold storage. This is such a basic moveset and arguably the best Swanna can get when including the HMs, which is probably a reason why people decide against using it. It makes it perfect for this team though, right? Next up, we've got a competitive favorite, the prickly Ferrothorn. It's a Pokemon that definitely is more popular when you're entering an online battle as opposed to using it during a playthrough. And I felt it just fit way too perfectly with the composition of the team thus far. It's in the Charged-Stone Cave, Ferroseed is, and you'll be able to evolve it at level 40. It's a long wait to evolve, which could turn some people off, and further adds into it being unused on a lot of Unova teams. That's all there is to it though. Let's see what moves this defensive mon is using. We've got Iron Head, Power Whip, Shadow Claw, and Curse on this thing. Iron Head and Power Whip are for stab, learned at levels 40 and 46. Then Shadow Claw is a TM from the Celestial Tower, with Curse finally being a setup move learned pretty early on as a Ferroseed. Though there is a chance, I guess, that you may need to heart scale it back on. That's a pretty great set for Ferrothorn though. Curse is a nice thing to use when its speed is already so bad. Finally, we'll wrap up this team with the always underappreciated Stunfisk. It's possibly something people would choose due to its typing, but in the 5th generation, you just didn't have access to some of its best moves easily. It's the final member of the team to join up, this time from the puddles on Route 8. Probably being such a late game Pokemon plays against Stunfisk more than anything. But the point is it's not a super popular option, and thus is the best Pokemon to go with to close out this team. Let's see those final moves. We have Thunderbolt, Mud Bomb, Muddy Water, and Toxic making up this set. Not too bad for what is offered. The 3 moves are all learned via level up at miscellaneous levels, as shown on screen. Then Toxic you'll learn via TM that you can find on Route 17. That's all there is to Stunfisk though. Some interesting stab alongside coverage and utility. It's not exciting, and there are definitely better options for ground and electric types that come way sooner. So that's our team. Lipar, Autono, Kongkeller, Swanna, Ferrothorn, and of course, Stunfisk. It's a team that really isn't super great, but a lot better than any sort of worst team. I'm not gonna bother rating these teams anymore, because at this point, I'm always giving myself a 10 out of 10. So clearly, I am a little biased. I wanna hear from you guys though, if you think this team really has never been used, and what other teams you may have used that weren't either. I'll be on the lookout. And hey, why don't you let me know if you'd like to see Black and White 2 next time, or if we just head right on into X and Y. I'll leave it up to you guys. And with that said, I'll see you then. Welcome back to the outro, folks, your favorite part of the video. Thank you for enjoying another Mystic Umbreon video. We made it through the end of the 8th generation, and now we begin the long trek into late 2022 where Pokemon Scarlet and Violet await us. It's a whole new world we'll live in, but we still gotta catch them all. However, there's still a ton of videos to do and experiences to have until then. If you're interested in more Mystic content, check out my TikTok and the Mystic Umbreon Shorts YouTube channel. If we get the 10K followers on TikTok, I'll be doing a viewer's choice video. If you like Genshin Impact, check out my Genshin channel Teibachinary. So if you all enjoyed, be sure to leave a like and subscribe for more. See you next time.